Well, welcome back, everyone, to the Epics of Irindal. Sorry about that long intro, but we're going to go ahead and get started. Sorry for the long hiatus as well. Life's a pain in the ass sometimes. We just get to deal with it. But anyway, last time our party had started in the chaos that ensued after a massive beam of eldritch energy erupted from the subterranean cave system deep below the city of Callista. As our party was swiftly bamfed out of this collapsing cavern where this strange, aberrant creature had launched this blast straight up through the foundations of the city itself, intermediary between the silver and gold plateaus, and releasing a swarm of otherwise sleeper cell-like creatures, these intellect devourers, either in their natural forms or puppeteering long-dead individuals that they were utilizing throughout the society of Callista, now causing rampant chaos across the entire cityscape. Our party made a choice to either leave alongside the mysterious Dr. Nightingale, the masked individual wearing this plague doctor-like crow's mask and a leather cowl and large black-brimmed hat, or stick alongside Gamil, who intended to try to defend his home and hopefully defend the potentially under-sieged palace of the ruler of the city. With that choice in mind, the party decided to accompany Gamil, but not before they were given a destination of Gami's Mantle after all of this, if they, of course, survived what was to come. Accompanied by Gamil, you all headed up the stairs where you encountered a number of individuals that seemed to be going through this insane mania. You noticed, Floof, that some of these individuals had a horrid, acrid scent about them, and they were going insane, literally killing themselves in the process. Their muscles so tensed and overworked in this rage-like stupor that they were just destroying themselves through this process, attacking any and everyone around them. Unsure of what was going on, you managed to subdue most of these individuals by knocking them unconscious. Floof, you accompanied Parathava up swiftly to the gates of the palace, where you encountered more of these guards, once devout to the city under this same sort of mania. Managing to subdue them while Trash and Dazes, you followed up from the rear, encountering this once stout canine-like creature that was seemingly under this same sort of mania. It didn't seem like it was out of the ordinary as far as creatures go, just a large canine-like guard dog or something of that nature. You were able to subdue it and continue on towards the gates. Once inside, alongside Gamil, you encountered and accompanied now his former lieutenant, Parathava, whom had started this whole endeavor through the Jamila dynasty out into the mesas to find Gamil and bring him back, as she feared what now was transpiring within the city. Maybe not to this extent of chaos, but nevertheless something plotting to destroy their home and uproot the very foundations of their lives. Once inside the palace, you noticed that there was chaos ensuing to the left towards what Gamil noticed as the direction of the throne room, but also even more strange sounds and screams heading from what Parathava described as the servants' quarters. With this in mind, you split up, Dazes heading with Parathava towards the servants' quarters, and Gamil Trash and Floof heading towards the palace room where you had first met the Sultan Gesh, not but a few weeks prior. And almost simultaneously as your two groups separated and entered these separate parts of the palace, you encountered these emaciated canines that had this horrid, acrid scent emanating from around them. But you managed to shake it off and not succumbing to this mania that seemingly was causing all these individuals to lose control of themselves and attack one another. And with that is where we start today's session. And I need everyone to roll initiative. And depending on where we stand, we will decide where, specifically, this initiative goes. So give me just a moment here. I'm going to pull up that. In fact, let me pull up one of the maps real quick, just so you guys can click your tokens and put them in place. Well, let's start with... In fact, somebody roll me a D2. On a 1, we start in the throne room. On a 2, we start in the servants' quarters.
Got it. Oh, never mind.
It's all right.
Okay, we are starting in the throne room. Now, this may change depending on where this goes from here. But this is what you all see. We'll pull this up. You may need to move the map around a little bit here. Did it not? Okay, there it goes. There we go. Within the throne room, you see... Or I guess we did describe this last time. You did see Sultan Gesh get lambasted by this formerly loyal mage. He got sprayed with a gout of fire. Behind him, a even larger version of these emaciated canines behind him. And then two of, I say smaller, still about the size of a small horse. These same sort of canines, but a much larger, what looks like a more female version of one of these canines behind the Sultan. You see bodies of guards strewn around, lifeless and torn to pieces. The only remaining individuals, two Dragonborn mages, and of course, Sultan Gesh. And that you can place yourselves, Trash and Floof, beside Gamil there on the southern edge of the map.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll just go ahead and add your numbers.
Okay, so I'm beside...
Floof and Dazes, go ahead and click your token. Oh, well, I'll just add you on here. Don't worry about it. Forget what I just said. Yeah. And...
Yeah, why can't I see Dazes on the...
he's not in this room.
Okay, right. That's why I was like...
Right, I'm adding you in here. So, there we go.
With your spirit, I promise.
Right, there we go. And then Floof, got a 13. Okay. And then I'm just waiting on yours, Trash.
And... Oop. Is it just you just want my
Initiative.
roll to... Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Perfect. I know that you always have to manually adjust it, so my apologies.
I already added it. I just need the number.
Oh. Do. is 17.
17, got it. Okay. Now... Alright. Well, this works out perfectly, because we are going to start in the throne room here. Oh, I'm hearing somebody's stream from the other end.
That's good. Alright.
I think I was muted. Oh yeah, I hear it too. Or heard it.
So, for Trash and Floof, as you enter in alongside Gamil, you see 3 of these emaciated canine-like creatures. 2 of them about the size of small horses, and 1 much larger with these shriveled, almost like a mother of a freshly newborn mother dog. You can see the sort of hanging what's the term I'm thinking of, stomach, but still heavily emaciated creature, but very much a more akin to a female canine, but much larger in size. You get the understanding that this is more than likely perhaps the progenitor of these smaller canines. But nonetheless, they all look quite horrid, sickly, emaciated, with these large extended maws that almost stretch to a good 4 foot wide at their apex, and these tongues that split out like forks but much further back, almost like a pair of tentacles more than a singular tongue. You see these pustules all over their bodies, and they're giving off this acrid, horrid scent that you now recognize, Floof, the source of what these individuals are reacting to when they fall into this intense mania. But with that initiative roll, the first to act, of course, is this individual who spun on his master, this mage here. You can see even from this distance, his muscles are beginning to tense as he sprayed out this gout of fire. And again, he raises his hand as he's just cackling. You see these embers begin to form in his hands, and he's going to sling yet another spell at the Sultan Gesh. That is going to hit. And he is going to... Not great, but still you see this gout of fire strike the Sultan across the upper shoulder and spray off behind as he manages to deflect some of it, but you see the furs across his overcoat just singed off and burnt as part of the scales and softer tissues around his neck are singed. What is the meaning of this? How dare you! But with that, as you are just stunned by this visage, we'll go ahead and pop over to... I'm sorry, whoops. We're going to pop over to the servants' quarters, where, Dazes, you can place your token beside Parathava there on the south side. You can see 2 of these other horse-sized canines, these decrepit, emaciated creatures with the forked tongues, slack jaws, and rows of these horrid-looking teeth. And you see just groups of people cowered in the corners as these dogs are beginning to approach them. You can see at this distance they haven't succumb to this mania. As you became closer, you had to struggle to keep your senses, but you managed to shake it off. and you are not affected by their scent of madness, as I will go ahead and call it from here forward. But Parathava is going to start first and foremost here. And she is going to step up, and she is going to summon her Echo. Real quick here. I should have already pulled this up. But... There it is. She is going to do that in order to flank, and she's going to take some strikes. Yep. And fortunately, the second does not hit, but the first does. She brings out this beautifully ornate rapier and begins to slash at these two creatures, or this creature in front of her. Yeah. Some damage there. There we go. And then we are back to... Sorry, we're going to be bouncing around a little bit today, so bear with me here. We are back to the throne room with Trash. What would you like to do?
Oof. Okay. Oh, this is... I guess I'm just... You know, like, I don't know much about being tactical or anything like that, so I see the nearest threatening beast in front of us, and my natural inclination is to aim at it and, you know, hopefully hurt it a little.
Okay.
So, let me just... Oh. I had to get my nicer dice because the other ones are in jail. They were being buttholes, so they are in jail. Okay, these are slightly better. So I'm just hitting with my boomstick.
Okay.
And I rolled a, let's see, so 11 plus 8, 19 to hit.
A 19 does hit as you
Okay.
fire true directly into the just underneath the I guess the front shoulder joint of this canine-like creatures. You hear it whimper as you see the projectile just pierce and blast out the other side with this gout of fire. Go ahead and do roll for damage.
Oh, that was the next one. So rolled a 10 on the d10, so plus 5 is a total of 15.
Ooh, a solid strike as you watch this huge chunk of flesh, and you watch the creature go, stumble step forward a little bit as it turns and eyes you all. A solid strike against the first one.
Ooh. And as for that's pretty much it. My action, I don't really have any bonus action wise to do anything. Do I want to move? I don't know that I do, so I think I'm done.
You still have a second attack, by the way.
Oh my gosh, why do I keep forgetting that? I literally have it written on a post-it note and everything. Oh my goodness. Okay, now I do my second attack.
Don't say I didn't do anything for you.
Thank you. So second, I rolled even better, so it should hit. It was 14 plus 8 is 22.
Yes, definitely hits. Go ahead and roll damage. Are you firing on the same one again?
Yeah. Okay. Second, our damage not as amazing. So 3 plus 5, so 8. 8 total.
Okay. The second strike firing off, and you strike the hind leg of this creature. Another huge chunk of flesh flying off. You said 8 total damage on that one?
8 on the second attack, yeah.
Okay. All right. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
That's it for me. I hate to send my little guy in there, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he can get within striking distance.
Okay.
And he'll just try to rip at him a little. With his
Okay.
little claws.
All right. Let's see it.
Kate, let me just. Not amazing. What is it? 11.
11 to hit.
Yes.
Unfortunately, he goes to scratch at this dog, and the canine creature, having been shot in the hind leg, spins around and just tail whips Panda back the other way as it tries to strike. Does not make contact.
All right. I think that's it for me.
All right. Oops. I think I messed up something, didn't I? No, I did not. Okay. I just need to... Oh, I'm sorry. I am clicking the wrong button here. There we go. Next up, the 2 smaller canine creatures. The first looking at you, having fired upon it.
Cool.
Immediately turns in your direction. But you get this eye as it turns and looks at the 3 of you. You see, you would notice at first, Trash, that there's this affinity of some kind as it's eyeing the 3 of you down. It's specifically looking for something. You see this intensity of it as it focuses upon you before leaping up over your steel defender, slamming down. I need Floof and I need Trash. I need you both to make dexterity saving throws as these massive clawed paws come down to try to stomp you into the ground.
Okay.
Easy.
Oh, shit. Is this like an attack like where you had to roll something or not yet? Like we just have to roll like a save?
This is a saving throw against its pounce ability.
Okay.
Yeah, this isn't really an attack roll. It's an ability that requires a saving throw.
Got you. And sorry, what I missed. I'm sorry.
Dex
what
save.
was the
Dex save.
16 for me.
16. You both just succeed and manage to just sidestep out of the way. But it is going to take its second attack here, and it is going to bite at you specifically, Trash, sensing not only the fire from your weapon, but something innately arcane about you. It is craving as it bites down towards you.
Okay, so now it has to roll for an attack.
Yes, now it's rolling for an attack.
Okay, so just as a reaction, for Panda, it has a reaction for deflect attack that it will impose disadvantage on the attack roll of one creature it can see within 5 feet of it. I don't know if it's still...
you're no longer within 5 feet of it.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. Good looking out, though, but yeah, he leaps over, which ignores any type of opportunity attack, the pounce ability.
Oh, yeah, no, it's like just imposes disadvantage.
Right,
But if it's
so...
outside of the 5 feet, then I guess it wouldn't count.
If he was right there, then it would impose the disadvantage. But because he's back, this is technically 10 feet away.
Got you.
So this is going to be a bite by its fangs. That is a 21 to hit.
Yep, that'll do it.
Okay. That is 6 points of poison damage and 3 points of necrotic damage as the fangs sink into your soft innards and find purchase in something solid as you feel the necrotic energy just sear into your plasmoid flesh. But that is the end of that creature. This one, let's see. Not quite. Can't quite get to you all. But sensing the arcane ability of these two individuals is going to rush up. Sensing... You can see, again, these creatures seem to be drawn to something arcane. You see this focus in their eyes on certain individuals as it rushes towards the Sultan, and it's going to make 2 bite attacks at him. The first one missing as he manages to duck out of the way and smack it with his staff. Second one, yeah, that one is going to hit as he takes damage here. Not great damage, but you can see it just bites down. He's like, "Argh!" As he manages to pry the jaws open with his staff as he kind of skirts back a little bit, about a couple feet. But with that, Floof, we are on to you.
Okay. So obviously this guy, that was the one who attacked
Yeah,
the Sultan?
You can see his muscles have tensed. You can smell that acrid. It not only on the canine, but this individual beside him is just you can see the blood vessels around his neck are beginning to bulge and swell as he's just struggling. Every movement seems forced and aggressive, and every muscle seems tensed as he's just attacking anything and everything around him.
Okay. Do I notice that behavior of a presumably devoured intellect on anyone else in the room? At a glance?
Give me a perception check. This is going to be a pretty high DC given the atmosphere here.
Yeah.
It is very hard to tell. You see just corpses littered everywhere, and just with everything that's moving around here, it's very hard to tell what's going on. So
Okay.
you don't get that initial read of any type of intellect devourer. Just more of these mania-driven individuals.
All right. Well, first I'm going to yell to Emil and I suppose anyone else who's still has intellect, that to look for. I'll just specifically say it to the Sultan. And I'll say, short one, look for tense muscles, acrid smell, sign of insanity. So that's for anybody. And then
You're just saying that out to everybody?
Yeah. And who has the immovable rod, by the way?
That would be me.
Okay. So seeing that this one attacked you, and not me as the bigger target, I'm gonna make a loose assumption that you're some kind of target. I don't think I would have concluded why by any means, but this is gonna be crazy. But I'm gonna say, push the button up there. I'm gonna pick you up and I'm throwing you as high up into the air as I can, and I want you to push the button to be up there.
Okay.
Because you could shoot from up there, maybe, but
Okay.
I just,
well, yeah, we'll see how it goes.
So
I want you to be safe.
Floof,
Yeah.
give me an athletics check to fling your companion into the air.
Okay. Come on, baby.
And for our next act,
Oh, let's go.
You pick up
Ooh.
Trash and just lumberjack, just spin her around like a shot put and just wing her into the air without much effort. Trash, go ahead and it's not gonna be a high DC given the success of your companion, but go ahead and give me Let's call this a sleight of hand check to see if you can reach into your pack and grab the immovable rod and click it before you begin to fall.
I'm just like, for the love of God, please, please, please.
Not like this, not like this.
Please, please. I'm begging you. Oh, please, 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 please. Whatever, roll for sleight of hand. Okay, that's good. That's good. I didn't roll so good, but maybe +5, so 13.
You needed a 12.
Oh dear Lord.
You needed a 12. So you're pretty high up at this point. You're probably about, I would say, given that roll, you're about 20 feet in the air above the ground level, holding on to the rod with one hand and your pistol, your firearm in the other.
Okay.
And you look up as the canine is like staring up at you and is in the process of like kneeling down as if it's going to jump up to try to bite at you from down below. But yes, Floof, we're going to go ahead and call that your action. What would you like to do?
Fair.
You still have your bonus action.
So for my bonus action, could I throw out some more, another line? Just talk some more. I want to yell, because the Sultan is magically inclined, right? Like he has spellcasting ability. I would know that probably. Yeah,
you saw him use some sort of innate magic the last time you encountered this individual.
All right, I'm gonna yell that outside dispel magic stopped the insanity on one person. I want not Camille. I want the Sultan to know that he may be able to stop this person from attacking him using that spell.
All right. You see him turn at the three of you. You also see a recognition as he eyes Gamil, beginning to take like a lunging stance as if to head towards him. It's kind of a mixture of emotions, not certain what this outcast, this formerly banished, defunct individual is doing back in Callista. It's kind of a 50-50 mixture of, is he here to help us or what is going on here? But nevertheless, you do see this sense of acknowledgement as you cry out to himself and the other Dragonborn mage. Just since we're already on this page, and these other two are going to flip-flop back and forth, I'm just going to have the Mother Hound take this, and then we'll jump over to the servants' quarters, because they're side-by-side in initiative order. That just makes it easier, so I'm not flipping back and forth an extra time than I don't have to. So, you watch as this much larger, this huge canine, the jowls just dripping this acidic liquid, turns now as here's the gunfire and the commotion behind her, as she was previously just devouring the corpse of some of these guards, looks up and turns, seeing you fire upon one of her pups, but turns again. And I have somebody roll me a d20.
I could do it.
Yeah, just roll me a straight d20. Okay. She is going to turn and, given the close proximity of these two individuals, and the close proximity of her pup, is going to move and is also going to bite at the Sultan Gesh. And given her proximity to one of her pack, she is going to get the benefit of pack tactics. Oh, this is at advantage, which she completely squandered that first bite as he ducks out of the way. She goes to bite again, but you watch the Sultan sling up his hand as this arcane sigil blocks her jaws as she bites down and isn't able to pierce this magical barrier that he slings up as he casts shield on this. But you can sense and you can smell there is just these fumes of that acrid scent that is had otherwise drawn this mania on some of these individuals, just emanating out of the bowels of this mother canine. But yeah, two unfortunate rolls in that regard. as we are now going to swap over here to... Wait, why am I clicked the wrong button here. We were at the... Oh, yeah. We're here. Wait, why is that... Another hound. Okay, okay, we're here at the servants' quarters, hounds, and then from there we will. Let's see, Floof. I might change this real quick. It's not going to affect the overall order. I'm just doing this so I'm not flip-flopping back and forth so much.
I think it makes sense. Yeah,
okay,
we can resolve one room at a time.
Yeah, I'm gonna change this one just to 13 here. So they'll share initiative here, and then I'm gonna move. Well, Gamil is gonna go anyway, so that makes that easier. Cool. My apologies.
All good.
This would make more sense and would be easier if we had physical minis and whatnot, but it's kind of hard when I'm having to flop back and forth between everybody's different initiative orders here. Oops. We were on the Mother Hound. Gamil would be next in line. You see him rushing towards... he can't really move out of the way of this canine, but seeing that you made these attacks trash, now I'm going to move your token just over the top here. I'm going to put a marker on you just so we know that you're overhead. I'm going to put that green marker on you. So technically you are above everything else.
Right.
So just keep that in mind.
Mm-hmm.
But Gamil is going to... Let's see. Is going to move his echo, and then he's going to try to slip in between you and the canine, Floof. You're quite large, so I'm going to make him make an acrobatics check here. Duck around you. Yeah, with ease. You see him just swing around you. As you call out, you feel him kind of just limbo walk under you as he draws both his blades and swings up in a singular motion to get into flanking position with his echo. He is going to take some swipes at this canine. Not great. That one misses, unfortunately. That one definitely hits, though. And he is going to roll that. Okay. And then he is going to unleash his second incarnation for the day from the Echo. Getting a natural 20, so there you go.
Sick.
No.
Let's see if this is enough to put this creature down. It is just enough. As you see the second strike, the first he cuts across the jugular, and the second blade he drives up underneath the jaw, and you see the tip trash just below you come up right between the eyes in the temple of this creature as the light disappears from its face and it falls into a heap on the ground. Oops. Out of the way. And then, let's see, he used 10 feet. I'm going to say 15 because he had to duck around you. Floof, he's going to move 15 here. And that's all that he can do. I'm not going to have him action surge just yet. So, with that, switching back over to the servants' quarters, Dazes, you are up. You also are running headlong into a pair of these horse-sized canine abominations. What would you like to do?
So, since this southern one is being involved with already, I want to see if I can go to this northern one.
Okay.
Can I run along this edge?
Yeah,
Is this
give
like
me
a valid spot to...
yeah, give me an acrobatics just to see if you can dodge out of the way from the snapping of its jaws. It's not a super high roll, but go ahead and give me just a quick acrobatics check to see, since it is a narrow. Yeah, with ease. You just, jet towards this other creature with your fast movement, so you can go ahead and move exactly where you'd like to go.
All right, let me see. 45. That should be fine. So I'm just gonna go basically on the opposite side of this,
Okay.
so I can get into flanking with Parathava's Shadow.
Okay. You do have advantage in this
And-
regard.
I guess I will let loose.
Wait,
I
did
like
they-
it.
Hold on one sec. I'm sorry. Before I
Okay.
have you go here real quick. Did I not? Go ahead and take your turn, but yeah, next round, I forgot the servants' quarters canines did not go because they shared. I'm going to put them at 9. I'm sorry. Again, I'm just didn't work out with the two.
I mean, if you want them to go first.
No. You're already going. Just go ahead. It doesn't change anything. They're
Okay.
going to go. We'll just remember this on the next round through.
All right.
I'm going to move them. Let's see. I'm going to put them at 8. That way they're right beside Gamil. So you all technically share that, but we'll just remember they're one row ahead of you. But go ahead and take your action.
All right, I'll take my first attack with my quarterstaff.
Okay. Yeah, 27 definitely hits.
Okay. Let me see. So, all right, I'm gonna do damage, and then I think I'm also gonna attempt to stunning strike it.
Okay.
So I guess since it's taking effect technically after their turns that just happened, keep that in mind. But I'm gonna try to stunning strike
Right,
it. So
okay.
I'm spending a key point to make the target stunned. If it fails a con saving throw with DC 15,
DC 15. Okay.
I'm gonna
Alright.
roll my damage.
Just because they are technically going before you, I'm gonna give him a +2, and I'm gonna roll above the table, so you can see what the dice roll is. So, they have a +2 to their con. So, you need a 15. So he needs to roll an 11 or higher to meet you, just to make it easy for everyone. So I'm gonna roll above the table so you see this. He does not succeed. And he is stunned, so we'll go ahead and keep that there.
Yep, he's stunned until the end of my next turn.
End of your next turn. Okay, cool.
Yes.
Good to know.
And I guess he also took 13 damage.
13. Okay, good. Let me mark that off. Got it. Why is
All right,
that
now go
not-
ahead and do my second attack.
Why are they not letting
Oh
me
wow.
change this? Hold on. Oh, yeah, 27 hits again.
Yeah.
Why is it not letting me move these tokens? That is super weird. Oh, are they? Oh, they're on the map layer. That's why. I was like, what in the? Okay, hold on. I gotta move these guys to the. Wait. Did that disappear? Oh, did I mess something up? My bad. Like, what the hell? Okay, there it goes. I'm sorry. I was like, why can't I move these tokens? Oh, they're on the wrong layer. There we go. Okay, you didn't see anything. It just messed up. I couldn't move this guy around.
Oh, good.
Okay. And then 7 more bludgeoning.
Yes.
Got it. 2 solid strikes against this creature. Let me put a marker on.
And I think I'm actually going to. Well, you know what? I want to do this.
I'm gonna put that marker
No, I
on
don't
them
wanna
for
do this. I wanna
stunned.
save this. Yeah, I think I'm going to end my turn there, actually.
Okay. The canines are going to. Well, the one is stunned, so they do not get the benefit of of their pack tactics with that stun. But this one is going to use its pounce ability on you. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw as it leaps up and tries to claw you and pin you against a wall.
All right. Dex saving throw. Whoopsies. Oops.
You are knocked prone as the paw pushes you down into the corner, and it is going to get an extra attack against you as it was successful. So you are prone, which means both of these are at advantage.
Ooh.
The first one is a 15 to hit, which I don't think hits.
Does not.
You duck out of the way. The second one is a 24 to hit.
It will.
All right. You take 8 points of poison damage, and you take 4 points of necrotic damage.
Okay.
I did tell you not to die, by the way.
That is true.
That's true. You did say that.
That is true.
I'll keep that in mind actually when choosing what I do on my turns.
Thank you.
Yeah. Give me 1 sec here. I'm trying to figure out. I'm gonna put. This shouldn't change their order. I'm just changing it around so it's very clear who's first and who's not. So I'm gonna change that to 10. And we'll put yours at that and put that one at 9. That should fix it. Ideally. Okay. So let me get back to you. Okay, that should put everything in order now. Sorry about the confusion. Hopefully that makes less flip-flopping back and forth. But with that, let's flip back to the other scene. Let me move this over so everybody can see who's watching at home. My apologies here. We are going to jump back to the Sultan Gesh. For those not watching behind the curtain, I'm having to do this on 2 different computers, so my apologies, because I'm having to flip-flop back and forth.
Damn,
to,
flex on them. No, kidding.
It's not fun in this certain circumstance. It does not work out well. It works great for my other campaign because we record camera capture, but it is not great in this instance. I may be switching this over so I just run one computer for this whole situation.
Could you put both grids on one thing and just have it?
I can, but Roll20 doesn't like it very much, and it sometimes freezes up when I do that. 2 instances that are one's under player, because I don't want you to see certain things on the screen.
Okay.
So I run the capture under a player vision, and then I do my changes on the GM side of things.
Gotcha.
But with that, seeing that you all seem to be here to assist, you look on as the Sultan is going to go ahead as he stares at you. If you are here to help, we will welcome the assistance. But we will have words after this is over. And as he snaps his fingers, you watch him disappear momentarily and reappear. Let's see. You watch him reappear over here as he misty steps out of the way. And then he is going to... Let's see this other one. I don't think... And as for you, who would forgo your oath? You watch as he raises a hand, as he concentrates an even deeper gout of fire in one hand. And unlike the Dragonborn mage that attacked him, you see the gout of fire in his hand has almost this azul blue color as it glows and kind of arcs him within his hand as he throws out his own far more enhanced and concentrated cantrip in his from his fingertips at this this mage that attacked him. And he... Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's like a 27.
My.
Oh my god. That was 3 5s on the D10. You watch as this mage is just engulfed in this azul blue fire as he cries out, not quite dead, but heavily wounded, as he takes to one knee, but you can still see this enraged mania in his eyes. The blood vessels have all but just burst around his neck. Not quite dead, but very, very wounded. If you are here to help, I recommend you try something soon. And then last, this, we're gonna pop over to this individual. My liege, what do you wish of me? As he calls out to the Sultan Gesh. Assist everyone here. Make it so. And he is going to go ahead and he is going to use... You watch as he raises a hand and grasps, and you see this almost holy light begin to emanate from within. You've seen clerics and you've seen holy individuals grasp upon and utilize symbols, but you've never seen something like this come directly from within someone as he calls out to all of you. He's gonna... Well, he can't really move without getting chomped. Let me double check this. No, he's gonna distance spell it, and he's gonna get 1, 2, 3 of you. You all have as he casts bless on the 3 of you. So Trash, Floof, and Gamil. You have a +4 to, I believe, your attack rolls, ability checks, and saving throws until otherwise stated. As long as he's concentrating on it.
Okay.
Sick.
Noise.
Back to the other place. Again! Arathava is going to reach forward. Damn these beasts. As she is going to, let's see, rush forward, and she's going to move her... on a stunned opponent, Dazes, I can't remember if stunned gives advantage or not. I should know this. I think it doesn't. Stunned. D&D 5e. Conditions. I don't remember off the top of my head. I want to say it doesn't. Stunned. Stunned creature is incapacitated and can't move and can't speak. The creature automatically fails strength and dexterity saving throws. Attack rolls against the creature have advantage. Okay, perfect. Okay, cool. So she is going to strike out against this stunned canine. But either way, she would be flanking anyway because you're on the other side.
Yeah. Can't stack advantages, can you? No work like that.
No, there's no super advantage. Yeah. But that does hit. And then the other one, that unfortunately does not, as it kind of is hard to find purchase with the second strike. But she is going to use her Unleashed Incarnation. Getting a nat 20. A lot of dice. But that's going to be quite a few D8s here on that one, on her rapier. Ooh. Okay, well, it's about 50-50. I rolled 2 8s and 2 1s on the damage dice.
Nice.
So that is, yeah, a good amount of damage. This one that you stunned, Dazes, is not looking good. It is barely holding together as she pierces through its lungs and whatever soft tissues she can find. It is barely holding on. But with that, we are back to Trash.
All right.
What would you like to do here?
I'm just working on my fitness. Y'all are my witness.
You are hanging on. In fact, it's not a high roll, but go ahead and give me a general strength check here.
Okay. Oh, that was a pretty good roll. Okay. Let's see. It was 15 plus 1.
Okay. Yeah, you're good.
What is my strength? Okay.
Yeah, you just needed...
I'm working on my fitness.
You just needed it
in our downtime.
Yeah, you just needed a 10. You're good.
Okay, nice. I will attempt to use this new vantage point.
Okay.
Shout out Floof to still be of help and assistance to the team. I double checked the it doesn't say I need to two-hand use the pistol.
No, you don't. Not on a pistol.
Okay. All right.
I'm going to go to say because of your vantage point, you can add a +3 to this roll.
Okay.
It's not technically advantage, but given the height difference and the success from you and your companion, I'll go ahead and give you basically like reverse half cover.
Okay. I didn't need it because I rolled a natural 20.
Well, there you go.
Let's go.
Let's see it.
Yippee! Okay.
Roll that damage. Which one are you targeting?
Oh my goodness. I was looking at, I guess, well, I've been doing a general front to back sweep of this murder room. So I can't in good conscience say I was targeting the larger one because I was probably targeting the smaller.
I mean, either one. You can see them both very clearly. I mean, the one is massive. It's like hitting a barn at this.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, you can see either one. I mean, you're looking down at like almost like a 30-degree angle.
All right.
Yeah, your elevation.
Yeah. Okay. So for I guess for flavor, I get the one that looks more menacing and ready to rip my company to shreds is the one I perceive to be more of a threat is the one I was aiming at.
Okay, so the bigger one, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess we'll
yeah. So
we'll say size. Oh, that is. That's pretty good. So, I doubled my damage dice, but you only do the addition of it one time, right? You roll double the dice, but you still
double the
do
dice plus
the normal
your modifier. Yeah.
Right. Perfect. Okay.
So if you roll go ahead.
I rolled pretty good. I rolled a 9 and a 7, which is 16 plus 5 is 21.
Ooh. A solid strike in the back of the neck, taking off a lump of flesh as this mother hound wails out, and you watch as one of the eyes, the head doesn't move, but the eye turns in the socket on one side, almost like a gecko, and looks right at you. It is extremely unsettling.
Mm-hmm.
You said that was 21 damage?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
So second action, I'm going to fire again at that unsettling monstrosity. This time I rolled a 12. And then do I still get the +3?
Yes, you get the +3 on this one.
Okay.
You're still above everything else, so yes. So what's the total with the +3?
So 12.
15 total?
I think. Wait. 12 plus my personal modifier would make it 20, and then so plus the 3, 23.
Okay. Yeah, 23 definitely hits.
Cool.
I thought you said the total was 12 before the +3.
No, that was just my dice roll.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, you're good.
And so I'll roll the damage. So I'll roll 1 dice. That was less nice, but that's okay. So 1 plus 5, so 6 damage.
6. Okay. Let's see. I don't think anybody but these two dudes are within distance of this, but you watch Trash as you fire these shots into the aberrant mother hound. As some of these pustules across her back are pierced, you see this gout of acrid gas released that surrounds the area around her, about 15 feet out in all directions. These two guys need to make some saving throws here. Let's see. This one saves, so he's going to take half damage. The guy, the non-maniad individual does not succeed, so he's going to take more damage. So you watch this cloud of acidic gas spray out from these pustules that burst from the wounds. Ooh. This guy here, even though he saved, is just completely engulfed in this acidic cloud as you watch him melt Roger Rabbit style into a pool on the ground. This guy, not looking great. He got heavily burned by this cloud of acid. As you see, as these pustules on this larger canine burst, they release this acidic gas around it. I'm sorry, is there anything else you wanted to do?
Just Panda.
Okay.
I guess Panda, still on the ground. He's got to get within range. So all he can really do is, I guess, just try to... 5, 10, 15, 20, 25? We'll put him there.
Okay.
And I will try to attack again. If I roll not so well. Panda's not rolling the best today. So that was, let's see. 9 plus 7 is 16?
16 just hits.
Oh, nice.
These are pretty big creatures. They're not...
Yeah, that's true.
They're agile, but they're not the most heavily armored. So yeah, 16 does hit. So go ahead and roll your damage.
Okay. That is a... Roll? Okay, he's actually rolling like... Okay, I need to... But I'm using the same dice. How does this work? Okay. I'm rolling good for me, and then one for Panda is not so good, but it was a 3, 4 damage total.
4 damage total? Okay. Okay. The mother canine is going to take one of her legendary actions, and she is going to try to bite down on this mage in front of her, seeing an easy kill in front of her. And with the pup beside her, she's going to use pack tactics to get advantage.
Ding.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Oh no.
You watch her engulf this mage in both sides of her mouth as she bites down and rips this individual in two.
Boy.
As you begin to see why there is so much blood across this entire throne room, she adds quite a large puddle beside it. And you watch as she's devouring what remains of this mage in chunks, you can also sense that the energies within this body, specifically these arcane energies, around these tendrils of this canine's mouth, you sense this pulsating and this necrotic, almost like negativity just devouring these energies as they spill out from this now deceased mage, sucking back almost like a nectar, like watching the thin tiny tongue of a hummingbird devour the energies, the arcane gifts of this mage alongside the flesh at the same time. It is gruesome, to say the least. And then the smaller canine. They are going to... They're going to take some swings at your steel defender just to get them out of the way. You can kind of see the two, the mother and the pup, are kind of sticking together, sensing more of an advantageous position as they kind of hunt in a pair right now, and it is going to swing at Panda. Not with advantage, but it is going to try to take a couple strikes at them. The first one is a 13 to hit, which I don't think hits.
I think that misses. Yes, it misses.
Okay. The second one, also a 13, so... Yeah, both of them, you watch as Panda, just as the jaws come down, he jumps straight through them to the other side, and then as the second bite comes down, rolls back underneath the feet of this canine.
My baby's so little.
Almost comically dodging out of the way of this canine. Oh, with that, Floof, we are on to you.
Okay. Can't really get too close, can I? Regardless, with the Sultan moving back that way, which Floof makes a mental note of him being a bozo, not coming to the group, I will move closer. So let me... Let's see, 30? Can't really do anything. Floof is looking magically tired, and he doesn't want to use magic until he feels it's absolutely necessary. So in some form of desperation, maybe, who knows, I guess I'm gonna cast a fog cloud over the big one.
Okay.
I don't know why I don't have many. I have all these first level spell slots. One's first level spell available. Oops.
Okay. What's the size of the fog cloud, and where do you want it?
I'll put it right on him. It is a 20-foot sphere.
20-foot radius, or?
It
should say radius.
It says,
or is it?
It says sphere, so I'm guessing it's 20 radius.
Okay, so it'd be
all around.
Well, the radius is half the distance of the sphere.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's
we'll
40 foot wide. Yeah.
On the big boy.
Oh god, I keep closing this. God damn it, man! I do this in the other campaign too. Sorry, I keep closing the turn order tracker because I'm trying to open other things. I wish that was not an option. Let me just a second here. I'm trying to... Okay. So, roughly where do you want the center of this thing?
Right at the bottom of its jaw. So basically the center of the...
The big one?
Yeah.
Okay. So roughly 20... That would be about... Oops. Oops. Why does it do that? Hold on. A sec here. Rough. Oh, come on, man. Hold on. Right about roughly there. I'll move it. Give me just a sec here. So something like that. If you do that, you're going to get Panda in it as well. Do you want to move it up or down?
Maybe like here.
So something like that?
Yeah. Yeah, that works for me.
So just on the edge like that?
Yeah.
So roughly the mother's
like
like
that.
right in the center of this thing.
Yes.
Okay. So that's heavily obscured territory now. As you watch Floof draw out and raise his hand up, and you feel this chilling air before this kind of marine layer of fog just descends upon the pair of canines. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
Nope. Let it be known visually that I am I'm looking out of breath. I've been using a lot of magic recently. But you can still see some arcana in my veins. I have some stuff. I'm not out, but I'm saving my magic for desperate moments.
Okay. Well, with that, we are back to the Aberrant Mother Hound. Sensing your use of magic, even through the fog, you see these piercing eyes narrow in, and they kind of move almost like a chameleon's in this kind of disturbing way, as once the one was focused on you, Trash, and the other focused in a different direction, suddenly two piercing, acrid green and yellow orbs turn and center on you as you cast this spell, Floof, and it rushes out to greet you.
Sweet.
It's still within the melee range of Panda, so it doesn't take the opportunity attack. It's still within that 5-foot area. But it is going to make 2 attacks on you, Floof.
Okay.
It's not close enough to get pack tactics, but it's going to make 2 attacks. The first is a 9. I don't think that hits.
Nope.
Second one is a 21 to hit.
Ooh, that will hit.
Okay. Uh, 10 points of poison damage and 4 points of necrotic damage.
Okay.
As you feel the piercing and sinking, like poison bury itself into your body, and you feel the energies of your magic being drawn out through the tendrils as they sink in and sear your flesh with this necrotic energy.
Yeah, a lot of tough roar of unpleasant feeling.
It is a very unpleasant feeling, especially for somebody of magical vintage.
Okay.
It's almost like a piece of yourself is being drawn out through these tendrils.
Okay.
But with that, Gamil is going to rush over. Can't quite get in flanking with you. Let's see. Oh wait, hold on one sec. I have an idea. I believe he was here. He was right there, I think. One of those two. He's gonna have the Echo move, and you watch as the Echo like strides. You don't hear any footsteps, but you watch. It's almost like watching a shadow, this 3-dimensional shadow run across, and just as it begins to slide into the ground, you watch it disappear as Gamil swaps places with it, and continues sliding around, and then lifting up with the 2 blades across the backside of this larger hound canine, as it does get within flanking using its teleport ability. Here, so it would end up right about there total. I always forget that they can swap places as a bonus action. Fortunately, that still misses. Jesus Christ, man. That one does hit though. As he swings up, he's going to take a pair of strikes. Unfortunately, he can't unleash Incarnation right now. He's already used that up. But that is... You see 2 large chunks of flesh break off. Let's see, that's total... sorry, math is hard. But as he does this, you watch one of those, again, those large pustules burst. Floof, Panda, and Gamil, I need Constitution saving throws. As you watch one of these pustules burst.
And this would that be +4 as well?
Pardon me?
Would that be +4 from the Sultan with his bless?
Yes,
So
yeah, you do
21
have
then.
you do have bless on this. Oh wait, no, the other guy died, so you do not have bless anymore.
Okay.
Sorry, I forgot the mage is dead.
All
so
good.
you don't have bless
17 it
anymore.
is then.
17, yeah.
Sorry, so it was a con save?
Yeah, Constitution. Gamil's going to use one of his Indomitables because he rolled a 2 on the first one.
Well, so I rolled a 6, but then I get +5, so 11. And then does Panda get the? Or no, because it's 4 is gone because the guy's dead.
Right.
So
He
it's
can't
really,
concentrate. He's dead.
Are you sure? From the
I'm pretty
afterlife?
sure you can't concentrate when you're dead.
Unless.
Unless.
No.
So 11.
Yeah, that didn't last very long. I didn't expect him to get roasted like that. He failed miserably on that save. Okay. Floof, you're good. Gamil is good. Panda fails, unfortunately.
Poor Panda.
For Panda, that is 16 acid damage. For Floof and Gamil, it is 8.
Did you say 6?
16 if you failed, 8 if you succeeded. Which you
Okay.
did. Yeah, you succeeded. I think Panda was the only one that failed.
Okay.
Yeah. Panda, ouchie.
You watch as Gamil covers. Perhaps we should rethink our strategy at range. This seems to emit a horrible gaseous gout when you strike it. But anyway, well, you guys are deciding in Throne Room team, Servant Quarter team, and we are back to you.
Quarter team.
Back to the canines here. One of which is, I think it's to your end of your next turn, correct? When it's stunned?
Yes.
Okay, so it is still stunned. So that one can't do anything. The other one is going to attack you twice, Dazes. You're still prone, so it is going to attack you at advantage. That is a dirty 20 to hit, and second strike is only a 9 to hit. So 1 hit.
All right. I got hit 1 time.
That is 6 acid and 6 necrotic damage.
Okay. Well, that acid damage, I think I can at least reduce to 3.
If you're resistant, then yes, it would be half that.
Mm-hmm.
But I believe... Damn it, I keep closing that stupid thing. Okay, hold on. I apologize for those at home who are getting to deal with my ineptitude. I apologize. But Dazes, we are on to you. What would you like to do?
All right. So I'm prone. If I get up, does that provoke an opportunity attack?
No, but you burn half your movement to get up.
All right, that's fine. I will get up.
Unless you have something that says otherwise, but normally you burn half your movement to get up.
Oh, yeah, I don't.
Because you push yourself up against the wall to stand again.
So I have this thing called Hour of Reaping.
Okay. You post it in the chat?
I can click it, yeah.
Yeah, just post to
Trying to figure out if I want to... Does that work? I was trying to figure out if I wanted to use it,
unsettle
though.
or terrify those around you as an action.
So would that work against...
Your soul has been touched by the shadow of death. When you take this action, each creature within 30 feet of you that can see you must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or be frightened of you until the end of your next turn. So each creature, so that would be everybody that's within 30 feet of you.
Right. That
Okay.
can see me, right?
That can see you, yes. So that's
So since Parathava is on the opposite side of this big one, can she still see me?
yes. Let's see. Do they have to make a wisdom save? I'd probably give her
Yeah.
advantage because she's partially blocked in this regard. So she can't directly see you, but she's still getting the effect of this aura. So I would
Okay.
probably give her advantage on the deal. But are you attempting to use it?
I was considering it.
Man, at this point, smoke them if you got them.
Yeah. I just don't want to. I didn't want to hinder her from doing what she wanted to do by using it, just in case she did end up failing. I'm not really worried about the anybody else.
I mean,
The
they're
shadow-
already
the
pretty
shadow isn't
scared
real.
at this point. I don't think it really
Yeah, yeah.
matters.
Yeah.
Also, I
And the
dropped
shadow
one
is
of my
not just a
D20s on the
shadow.
floor, and I had to pick it up, and it fell on a 20. I'm so pissed right now.
Aw.
Yeah.
But also,
I mean, yeah.
I mean, for y'all, it's great. Wish it had fallen on one. but yeah, if you want to use it,
You know what?
it's yours.
Yeah, fuck it. Let's go. Let's do it.
All right. So
We're having fun here. And I don't think I've even used it.
pretty much everybody except this lady in the back is having to make this save. I mean, the likelihood that they're gonna, I'll roll them separately. Really, Parathava is the only one we really care about. So I'm
Right.
gonna give her advantage because she is on the other side of this canine. So she's not like directly looking at you, but she does have some cover. She got a 19.
All right, awesome.
And I'll just roll these real quick. They're all flat. Yeah, that's a fail. What's the save?
It is a 15.
15. That's a fail. That's an nat 20 from the lady in the right corner.
Hey.
Nice.
That's a
Yay.
fail. That's a success from the lady in the middle. That's a success from the old man beside her.
I kind of love them getting the individual rolls.
That's a fail, and that's a fail. So pretty much, this lady, this dude, and this lady in the back all succeed. Everybody else is just like they just saw death itself. As like they're staring at the Grim Reaper and these canines. It is horrifying, like borderline pissing themselves at this point, watching you and these two creatures try to devour them. It is probably the most traumatic experience of their life. They will need therapy after this. Is there any, so does that use your action, your bonus action? What's going on here?
It said as in action.
An action. Okay, so you still have your bonus
Yeah.
action.
Yeah.
Oh, I need to.
Did the
I need to
creatures
do.
fail, or?
I'm sorry, I didn't even do the creatures.
Okay, yeah.
The stunned one, yeah, definitely fails. That was
All right.
not good. And yeah, they both fail, so they are both frightened.
Awesome.
I'm gonna take the stunned off of this, and I'm gonna put that on both of them, so I know they're frightened. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
I don't know. I mean, 2 of my bonus actions involve me making an attack, which I did not do. And then the other 2 are, do I want to use a dodge or a disengage or a dash? I mean, I kind of don't. Well, let me see, actually. So I use half of my movement to get up.
Right.
I'm going to... Oh, I guess it might be a good idea to stay where I am. Parathava's
Right, and if
Reverse
you
me.
move any further north, you'll take attack of opportunity from the one on the bottom.
yeah.
You move too
I
far away
won't
from the.
move.
Yeah, you're kind of pinned by these two guys. Even though the one on the south is just like whimpering and cowering from you at this point. It does not look good. The one above it, it's taken a little bit of damage, but not an incredible amount.
I am going to do patient defense, I think.
Okay.
And spend a key point to take the dodge action. Well, tell me if this works. It says I can spend a key point to take the dodge action as a bonus action on my turn.
Yep.
Does that carry over for like an attack from one of these creatures, like on their turn, or is it just on my turn?
No,
Like,
it
how
would
does
be
that
for on their turn, but they also already have disadvantage against you. They have advantage from pack tactics now that they're the one's no longer stunned. So technically, if you use your disadvantaging, you use patient defense, they would have disadvantage again.
Okay, so like right now they're even.
Right now it would be an even roll. Yeah, it'd be a flat roll because of the advantage and disadvantage canceling. But if you use patient defense, if they try to attack you on their upcoming turn, if they, make it that long or whatever happens, but if they try to attack you until the end of your or start of your next turn, then it would be at disadvantage again. Yes.
Okay, yeah. I will use patient defense.
Okay. Got it. With that,
See, Floof, I'm staying alive.
My man.
we are back
Right.
to
Terrifying people and putting them into therapy by any means necessary.
I do what I gotta do.
we are back to
We can tell by the way you use your walk.
Still by the way you walk.
Now, what was man? Down and down.
Staying alive.
Anyway, staying alive. Sultan Gesh, hearing you call out and, kind of giving him the side-eye Floof for the stepping away, looks at you now. Just because I retreat does not mean that I am running. And he is going to turn. And he is going to position himself here. And you watch as he grasps his two hands together, kind of pressing the palms together and swirling this arcing electrical energy between his palms as he spreads them out and casts a 5th level Thunderbolt. Or Lightning Bolt, I'm sorry.
Attaboy.
So
Level's crazy.
you watch as this lightning bolt sears through these two creatures, directly in between the two of them. So even though he retreated, he was trying to change position. So he didn't hit potential allies. Let's see. Can he do this without... I think it's 5 feet. He's going to move just a little so he doesn't catch Panda without catching Gamil either. Yeah, just barely getting between the two of them. Since kind of seeing the edge of this figure at the edge of the fog. But yeah, he's going to shoot it straight through the fog and into the larger one on the other side. But they need to make dex saves. The first is a fail. The second one is also a fail. So, yeah, they're going to take a boatload of damage here. That's cool. Ooh. Oh, God. Ooh, that's painful. Ooh. Count your blessings that was not y'all getting hit by that. 28 points of lightning damage. As they're both still standing, but the smaller one you can see just whimpering and cowering. It is not looking good. The other one is, at this point, bloodied. This one is at... that, and this one is at... exactly that. Okay. I am all but tapped out. You need to finish them off. And well, this guy is no longer in existence. He is a bloody pile of viscera on the floor. We are back to Parathava. And she is going to attack twice with advantage against this one, pinning it between you and her, Dazes. Ooh, yeah, that is a nat 20.
Let's go.
Let's go.
There's nothing that it
Very
can do.
nice.
Even if she rolled minimum damage, it would still be dead. You watch as she runs up and just carves through, sliding underneath the gut of this creature, as you watch just all of its bowels begin to empty out on the floor as she slides underneath it, ending up right beside you, Dazes,
Hey.
as this creature just collapses on this table. Just this gruesome entrails just spilling out across the ground.
Now these people scared of me, looking at me, that they see that and they're like, that's chill.
You can see that a lot of them are terrified of you still in this creature, but did see, at least the ones in the corner over here did see, and they do recognize Parathava. And there's a bit of hope you begin to see in their eyes as you kind of turn and they just immediately step back again from this visage of death that has been summoned upon them, either in the form of this canine and or you. But yeah, these ones are... That one is no more. As she turns, let's finish this, shall we? And let's get on to the throne room. Yeah, and the second strike hits as well. That is the wrong dice. Not great damage on that one. But still a strike, nonetheless.
Very nice.
Still hitting on that one. Alright. Trash, we are back to you. Let's flip back to the throne room here. You are still up in the air. I need you to make another athletics check for me to hold on to the immovable rod up in the air here.
Cool. Just general strength?
Athletics.
Athletics.
Yeah, you're literally trying to hold on to it. It's getting progressively more difficult as you hang on. So just keep that in mind.
I rolled a 15.
A 50, you're good.
Total.
You're good. You need an 11.
Oh, perfect. Oof.
Not a high DC, but it's going to continue to climb as you hold on to it.
Yeah, because obviously.
Yeah, the longer you hold on to it, the more difficult it becomes.
Whatever ooze equivalent of lactic acid is building up.
Yeah, you feel like your arm kind of stretching, but you still have the advantage of a +3 to your attacks while you remain at this height.
Cool. That was 15, and now I will. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep targeting the big scary monster.
Okay.
So first attack I think misses. Let me do all the checks and balances because it was a low roll, but it would get so 7 plus 8 makes 15 plus 3, so total 18.
Yeah, with the +3 it hits.
Okay, perfect. So attack. And then damage. So that was just a 2 plus 5, so 7 damage.
7 damage? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You said 7 total?
7 total, yeah.
Okay.
2 and then plus the 5 that I get.
Trash, roll me a d6, please.
D6. Uh-oh.
Just a straight d6.
Okay. 3.
Okay, one of the pustules does not burst.
Okay.
You're right on the threshold. Any more damage than that, and it would have burst one of them.
Oh god. Should I not attack?
Up to you. I mean,
I guess I'm like shouting it at Floof.
I mean, you heard Gamil say that was as he cut it and it burst a couple of them. That it seems to, when it takes too much damage, it seems to release this acidic gas from these pustules on its body.
Yeah.
But I mean, it also needs to be damaged. I mean, it's just it's kind of a catch-22.
I mean, I'll respond and say it needs to die.
Okay. I'm gonna attack it. I'm gonna be like, "Stay alive, you mother!" I am swearing at the top of my lungs, but I'm like, "Stay alive, you motherfucker!"
It gets blurted out by the sound of the second shot, right as she curses.
You mother. Natural 20!
There you go. Let's see it.
Natural 20! It was worth it. I have to swear after every attack.
That's what it takes.
3. Okay, that was not so good. 3, 11 plus 5 is 16? 16 damage.
Yeah, 16. This time, one of the pustules does burst. I need Gamil, Floof, and Panda to make a Constitution saving throw.
That's dirty.
Dirty 20? Okay. Yeah, and Gamil succeeds as well.
Panda, panda. And it rolled 18 total.
Okay, so everybody succeeds. So you'll all take half damage of this. So that's 17 total, halved. So that is 8 damage. Or 17, 7 damage, I'm sorry.
7 damage, okay.
7. Yeah, 7, no, 8 damage, yeah. It's halved, rounded down, so yeah, 8 damage.
Okay.
You may or may not notice my knees buckle just this slightly,
Oh, no.
as I am feeling not good.
All right. On to the canines. This one. Let's see. This one is going to rush out and try to run at Gamil, who's on the backside here. I will say it passed outside. Does Panda get opportunity attacks?
He does.
I will say this is probably at disadvantage due to the fog as it exits, but if you want to take it, you can.
Okay.
So I haven't been doing my saves for the concentration on that. We could probably just assume that it went
go ahead
away.
and go ahead and you can roll them right now. Go ahead and roll 2 because you took 3. You have to roll 3 concentration checks. So the first one's good. Second one's good.
Ooh.
Yeah, so it dropped the third one. That last one
Okay.
definitely did it in. So, well, it works in your favor in that case. So,
Yeah.
it's not a disadvantage. So he can roll a attack of opportunity.
Okay. So,
Or in fact, Floof, while you're doing that and you're making that decision, Trash, Floof, roll me a d6. On a 1 through 3, he goes after Gamil. On a 1 or 5 or 4 through 6, he comes after you. Because the fog would have dropped.
I don't have to roll at disadvantage anymore?
No, you don't. Well, it's going to be on
Or-
the other. No, you don't roll at disadvantage. Go ahead and
Okay.
roll it. It is coming after you, Floof.
Excellent.
Because the fog cloud changed its mind.
Okay.
Because you were the one attacking and you were a direct line of sight. So that's why I had you roll the d6.
Okay.
It was a 50-50 shot. So I let the dice decide.
Fair.
So to attack, rolled a 10 plus 7, so 17 to attack.
17 does hit.
And damage was a D8. Let me roll that. So it is going to be this. So 7 total.
7 total? Okay. This is not... You carve out another huge chunk off of the smaller canine. It is still moving, and it's still lunging at Floof, but it is not looking good. I was waiting to hear what you would get, because it is very, very wounded.
Okay.
But it is still technically alive. So, Floof, because you're in direct, and they're right next to each other, they're going to use pack tactics, so it's going to attack you twice at advantage. So first strike is a 15 to hit.
That does not hit.
Okay, second strike. That one is an 18 to hit.
That is my armor class. So,
Okay,
yep.
so that meets. All right.
Aw.
So this is going to be that is 5 poison damage and 3 necrotic.
Let me think about this for a second.
So
All right.
8 total.
I will use my stone's endurance
Okay.
to watch as my skin turns to stone for just a moment to reduce the damage entirely.
Okay. Probably a good call right now.
Yeah.
Probably a good call. I was waiting to see if that opportunity attack was going to take it down, but it wasn't quite enough. It would have been narratively cool, but unfortunately. But it is your turn, Floof, as you are holding on for dear life, surrounded by these snapping canines. They are both looking very wounded and very, just acting entirely on instinct. But you are surrounded by these two right now, as they are both biting at you.
Okay. Okay. Well, with feeling magically and physically drained, with both of them right in front of me and not being able to run away without obviously taking opportunity attacks, which would probably not end well, I will use poison spray.
Okay.
And I'll extend my hand maybe in the middle of them.
Okay.
So I would think it hits them both.
Yeah, I would. Is it a cone?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you would definitely. You could aim it so it wouldn't hit Panda or Gamil.
Okay. They must make a Constitution saving throw. 16 is the save.
Okay. Just so you know, they are resistant to poison, so they have advantage on this. So.
Okay.
But I didn't want to say anything because.
Yeah, what's done is
Sorry.
done. That's fair.
But now you know. But it doesn't mean they can't still take the damage. They're just resistant to the. So they have advantage on the save. So. So this is for the big one. That is a natural 20.
Okay.
And the other one is a 19. So they take half damage, but which is then halved because of their resistance. So go ahead and roll your damage.
Okay. Well, that's not great.
So that's 4, so 2 to both of them. Just hanging on. He is like, oh my god, I'm not kidding. He is so... Oh man, this one is just like hanging on by a prayer. Oh. I thought that might do it still if you rolled high enough.
Damn.
You definitely cover, and there it does work. You do, but it doesn't have as much of an effect, and you see that there is an effect to your poison, but it's kind of counteracted by just the sheer amount of poison and acid in their own bodies.
Okay. These,
Like, these things are just a medical abomination gone wrong. They're just full of chemicals.
The only other thing I could do, apparently, healing spirit is a bonus action.
Is poison spray a leveled spell or just a cantrip?
Cantrip.
Okay, so you can still cast healing spirit as a leveled spell.
Okay. Whenever you're a creature, you can see moves and spheres. I mean, I guess I'm gonna use it.
Okay. Where do you want to put your? You do have it in your spell section too. If you want to just drop it wherever you'd like, there's an icon for it. Yeah. You can just put it wherever
right there's
you.
Fine. Or I guess we'll put it in this corner.
Is it 10? I think it's 5 foot, correct?
It is 5 foot.
So if you wanted to use it on yourself, it would need to be in the same space.
It says if it's within 5.
Oh, within 5 feet, or in?
Oh no, you're right. You're right. Yeah. Okay.
So you'd have to put it on. There you go. Cool. So you can go ahead and roll your healing for that.
All right, baby.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it has to share the space with it. So.
I'll take it.
Cool. You're not dead. Not yet, anyway.
Like that.
Yeah.
Not
Okay.
yet.
That's all I can
Don't
do.
you go dying when you told me not to die.
I did.
Right.
I mean, I didn't say I could have done.
Unfortunately, the
Hey,
mother.
I said something.
Unfortunately, the
yeah,
mother
that's good.
hound is next. And given the fact that you are a tasty, large morsel that looks the most hurt, they are going to go after you, Floof.
Fair.
No.
And this is pack tactics because they are next to each other.
Mm-mm.
That is a 19 to hit on the first one.
I thought you were
That
saying
won't
natural
hit.
20.
It was close. It actually, yeah, the 1 rolled on the 2 instead of the 20. Okay. That is 10 points of poison damage and 5 points of necrotic, so 15 total.
I can't find an asset that I could use, but you watch as I crumble to the ground in and let out a ferocious roar as I am fall prone and am unconscious or dead or whatever.
You're just unconscious,
You're unconscious.
but
But if we go full turn.
this
Yep.
one is going to bite you again
Oh no.
Okay.
because you are down and it is going to try to eat you. So it does have advantage because you are prone and unconscious. That's a natural 20.
Oh my
Okay.
god. There was
You
nothing.
You there? Did
There's
it count that as
nothing I
2
could
failures?
So that is an instantaneous, but that is their second attack, but that is 2 instant death saves.
All right.
As you all watch, as Trash, you watch Floof take another severe bite across the abdomen as blood is spilling out of your companion. Camille, let's see, I am legitimately going to look if he has something. I don't know if he does. Give me just a moment here. I do need to look at something. They do not. They used it down in the catacombs, or in the caverns. They do not have any healing potions. So, with that in mind, we are going to flip over to our other situation here. Dazes, uncertain of what is going on in the throne room right now. Your companion, unknowing that your companion is on the verge of death. This other one is going to try to bite at you, but doing so at disadvantage, acting entirely on instinct at this point. Yeah, 1 and a 2. That could not... other than... Yeah, it is completely doesn't know what it's doing. It's going to try again, but Yeah, that's a 3 and a 7 on the die. It misses entirely. It is so terrified of you. It does not know what to do. But with that, you are up.
I'm up? Okay.
This creature is horrified of you.
I thought the shadow's still up, right?
Yes, yeah, their echo is still up.
Alright, I'll go ahead and move here so that I'm
Gotcha.
flanking.
Let's see it.
And let's start swinging.
24 definitely hits.
Alright, there's the damage.
Are you one-handing or two-handing? I'm assuming one-handing.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's... All right.
And second attack.
All right, let's see it.
Oh, look at that.
All right, that is a natural 20. Let's and you get to roll the extra die for the vicious quarterstaff.
Yeah, let's see. I think it automatically adds it, but let's see.
Yeah, let's see here. I think you have to roll with a crit. I don't think it rolled the crit.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, whatever the doubling of the die plus the I don't think it even rolled the other one either.
No, it didn't. So that's an extra 7 from the nat 20, and
Okay.
I guess you want to roll an extra die or just double this?
Well, you're gonna roll 2 of the extra
Or
die
double it.
because yeah. So roll whatever the damage die for the vicious critical twice. But that's 17 plus whatever the total of that is. I think it's an extra d6, so it'd be an extra 2d6 in this case.
Okay, I'm just roll that separate.
Yeah, that's fine.
I still gotta figure out my character sheet because for some reason both of them are showing up as D8, my one-handed and my two-handed, but that's not.
That's weird.
How do you want to do this? That was just you needed 6. Yeah.
Nice.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it literally had 23 hit points left. You needed 6 because you were at 17. So, describe to me how you dispatch this creature.
Shoot. This is one of those times where I wish I had a weapon that had sharp edges.
Technically,
like
you
the
had
sporter
advantage
stuff.
on this, by the way, too. I forgot to mention that because it's afraid of you. So,
Oh yeah, shoot.
well, and you were flanking, so you already had advantage. So,
Yeah.
anyway, don't mean to take away from your moment. How would you like to do this?
How do I want to do this? It's a large creature, right?
It is a large creature. It's about the size of a horse.
Man, I wish I had a blade right now because I had an idea for what to do with the blade, but I guess I'll just. Do we have like a larger image of it? That I can look at?
Yeah. Let me pull it up real quick. I think I have a larger. Yes. Let me see. That's roughly what they look
its anatomy
like.
real quick.
Yeah, they're very
Okay.
emaciated. Almost like it looks like somebody shaved it looks like somebody shaved a Great Dane. Is the best way to describe it, and it is just like incredibly diseased looking and emaciated, and like I said, it has these 2 tendril-like tongues and this jaw that extends out almost to like 4 feet wide at its widest.
Okay. I will shove my quarterstaff through its mouth and through its body and out its butthole.
As you shish kebab this canine with your staff, just piercing every conceivable organ, lung, spinal cord with one swift strike, palming this staff straight through this creature, and then just before it disappears into its gullet, ripping it back out, just causing even more damage. It falls limp across the edge of the table.
Yeah, if they weren't scared of me already, they're scared of me now.
They are definitely leery of you. It's a mixture of it's more just nervousness and just unsure of what in the hell is going on. And you watch, well, in that 6-second moment, we will go ahead and jump back to the throne room here. It's really hard to do anything. Parathava is not her turn, so she really can't react at this point in time. Floof, as you go down. Sultan Gesh, I don't... What is he gonna do? He is going to use... Yeah, he's going to use... Oh, damn it. You hear Trash, him call out to you. Is your mechanical creature sturdy?
Dude.
Can he take a hit?
Yes.
You... Very well! As he grips his fist, as he drops it down to the ground, and he's going to cast Shatter in this area on these two. Trying to avoid you, Floof, and avoid Gamil, but there's no way he can avoid either Gamil or without hitting one of you with this Shatter.
That's okay.
But he's going to try to... Panda needs to make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. Panda's built tough, and even if
Okay.
he doesn't... What is dead may never die? My baby. Con save.
Oh my god.
That block.
Canines both
I-
rolled really well, but the one's definitely not going to survive this.
I rolled a pretty decent con save, so fingers crossed. We'll
Okay.
see what happens. 23 total.
Okay, you succeed, so it only takes half damage. So that is 11 total. So for Panda, that would be 4 damage.
Okay.
Or 5? No, 5. Sorry.
5. Okay.
5 damage. This one, the one that was heavily wounded, is just obliterated as if like an EMP blew up in its stomach. It is just viscera in every direction. This one is not looking, the mother is not looking great. It's not enough to burst any of the pustules. Luckily, it's not enough damage to burst the pustules. Otherwise, your companion may not live this encounter. But they are still looking very, very wounded. I keep closing that stupid turn order thing. Sorry. God, that is going to be the bane of my existence pretty soon. All right. Don't. As he's casting this spell, he looks up at you again, Trash. Do you have a means to help your friend?
I do.
Very well. Camille, if you still be a man of this city, of this country, assist me with what I am intending to do. And you just see him nod as he raises a hand again, using some innate arcane power to draw forth yet another spell, as he begins to reach out, and he is going to, you see again that azul blue flame hold up in his hand as he is going to just pump in as much power as he can to try to strike this thing down. Unfortunately missing very wide. As he throws this firebolt over the head of this creature, but you watch that gecko-like eye turn and focus on him next sensing again another blast of arcane energy. That dude's dead. We're gonna come back to Parathava. Essentially, she is just moving immediately towards Dazes. You watch as she moves towards the group of frightened individuals, trying to calm them as best she can in the split seconds between this. But seeing as it's not as important right now, there's no immediate threats around you that you can see. We're going to pop back over to Trash. What would you like to do?
Okay, so I don't know how feasible this is, or if I'll end up taking damage, in which case that's fine. But if there's a way I can like press the button, unpress the button, press the button, unpress the button to as safely as I can make it down, but I need the action to be concentrated on casting either a spell or just some way of getting healing to Floof. So that's my major concern. So if I have to take damage to reach
right, so to
him,
deactivate the immovable rod is an action. So, but letting go is just a free action. But you will take some damage.
I'll just let go.
Okay. So you're gonna fall,
and then can I fall towards him so I don't have to like spend?
Give me an athletics check to see if you can swing towards him.
Okay, or at least I just want to make sure I have enough movement to get to him. Is what
if you drop straight down, you're only 15 feet away. So, but if you want to try to swing towards him for flavor purposes, I'll allow it.
Okay, sure. I'll do it, but
if you
just
do well enough, I'll reduce the damage.
Okay. 15 total.
15? Yeah, I'll allow it. So I will reduce it by half. So you would have taken 2d6. You're only going to take 1. So you take 2 bludgeoning damage as you just fall hard against the stone floor. And you land about 5.5, a little outside 5 feet. So it'd be about 10 feet to get to Floof.
Okay. So I'll walk over. Basically, when I fell, it was like, when you hear goop splat on the ground, it's like... I have to pick myself up. I was like, ow.
It's like somebody threw gack against the wall.
I'm gonna go over.
I'm definitely dating myself with that one.
So I will cast. It's my last spell slot, but all the better. At second level, cure wounds onto Floof. That is
sure.
2, 8. Okay. Good. What is the second one? Oh my god, that was an amazing roll. Holy shit. Okay. I rolled 20 hit points back.
Floof, your eyes come wide as the pierced abdomen scars over as your eyes go wide as you take in a deep breath, looking up at the maw of this creature that just tried to devour you. And the smaller aberrant canines are no more. And it is your turn as this heavily wounded mother aberrant canine is bearing down on you. But it is your turn.
Okay. So...
You are prone, so if you want to stand up, you can, or you can continue to lie down. It's your choice.
Standing would be my action, I suspect?
No, it's just half your movement.
Okay.
It's not an action to stand.
All right, well, I'll get up. More angry than ever. And confused, of course. But I will use primal savagery.
Okay.
So, in a rage, my nails and teeth sharpened, the corrosive damage, and I'll attack with that.
You do have advantage as you are flanking as well.
That's dirty, but
so go ahead and roll again to see if you crit.
Okay.
But you do hit with that either way. Okay, so no crit, but you do hit.
All right.
So go ahead and roll your damage.
Oh wow.
How do you want to do this?
Let's go.
Very nice.
It's facing me with its maw, you said, right?
Yeah, its maw is wide open. It was just about to bite down on you for the last and final time as you laid dying on the ground.
All right, yeah, I'm gonna swipe with each hand on either side of its jaw that's open,
Mhm.
and essentially dismembering its face so it can't even close its mouth again. And I'm gonna grab two of its biggest teeth I could see, snap them off, and just jump on it and stab it to death over and over.
You all watch as Floof comes to consciousness and in an intense, just primal rage, the likes of which you've not seen at this point out of him, even though you've seen him quite angry at several moments, nothing like this, as he just unleashes the fury of nature on this aberrant creature all at once as its lower jaw is snapped off at the joint, hanging from one side. He breaks off one of the larger canines, followed by another from the lower jaw, climbing up, like using them like pitons as he stabs into the soft tissues of the eyes, the neck, around the ears, and around the skull, as it just spews out in all directions and collapses in a heap as Floof is just continuing to just stab at this thing long after it is no longer among the living.
After it's dead, I'm gonna turn to Camille as if I'm gonna attack him because I'm so mad, and then I'll realize I'll come to, and then drop the teeth at
You see
my
him
feet.
kind of bring the blades up, but kind of step back a little bit hesitantly, but begins to take a breath as he stares back at you. Are you all right, my friend?
What happened?
You tell me. You were, I assumed, all but dead for a moment. Your friend here saw to your revival, and you went into some bloodthirsty rage. I have to admit it was quite awe-inspiring, a bit terrifying as well, but nonetheless, we are alive thanks to your savagery, for lack of a better word.
All right, I'll turn to Trash. You saved me.
Of course.
You see on your chest, Floof, there are still remnants of Trash's like plasmoid form that kind of sealed up the wounds around where you see like the pierced jaw marks of this creature. You can definitely see that like, on your back and on your torso there are just like puncture marks that have already healed up, but there's like the sort of plasmoid slime in some of the crevices.
Okay. I'll like maybe some kind of beast in the woods give Trash like a kind of like head nod bow, like a thankfulness, before I eventually just hug her and thank her.
The closest thing I have to family. So, you can't go. You promised not to die, so, you know.
I will silently cry and hug you harder before I eventually put you down.
I will also cry and look back.
As you hug Trash, it's almost like you're hugging one of those stress balls.
Yeah.
So the mass just like moves from the center to the top and bottom. At least that's how I imagine it.
Yeah. Her head gets 5 times bigger.
Pretty much. If there was a squeaker inside, it would definitely be quite audible.
Squeakers, we going. Dazes is okay.
With that being said, Dazes and Parathava will pop over as the second of the two aberrant canine creatures is put down. What are you doing in this moment?
Personally, probably rushing to the throne room to make sure that my friends are okay.
As you dash out, you see
as,
Parathava. Go. I will see to their care. Do not worry.
I'll say thank you, and I'll cheese it.
Leg it! As you dash over the next 30 to 40 seconds back the other way towards this throne room, coming in through the doors, almost just crashing through one of the still slightly ajar doors, you see just this gruesome scene inside the throne room that you were previously in. You're welcome to put your token in here if you want. Damn it, I keep forgetting that this is not showing. Sorry. You can if you want, if not.
What door did we come into?
You were on the south side of the map.
Okay.
So the bottom half.
Why not?
You see your companions, closer to you as you enter.
When I get in and I see everybody's okay, I put my arms up and I look straight at Floof and I say, "I didn't die."
I scratch my head, kind of acutely, I guess. Like, I won't tell him that I kind of basically died, but like, good job.
It's a good idea because he wouldn't live it down.
Like, overly emotional, I will also hug Dazes, and then I'll be like, I'm sorry. I'm glad you're safe. And then I compose myself.
As this is going on, you watch Sultan Gesh step forward towards your group, and you watch Gamil step forward to meet him. Immediately, he drops to one knee, placing his blades on the ground. My Sultan, I am sorry I have returned. I am not fit to be in your presence. I am no longer of this kingdom. But I cannot watch while that kingdom burns. Regardless of what happened, I did what I felt I must. And as such, I submit to your judgment. And you all see this stern look on the Sultan's face. You know the cost of returning here, Gamil. To disobey the ruling of your Sultan is a crime punishable by only one thing. Of course, my lord. Simply say it and I will take my life at your feet.
I'm gonna step in here in between them.
You feel Gamil grab at your arm as you step forward. Please. I beg you, my friend. I knew very well this might happen when I arrived. I am not angry. Let me die with honor. Die! You are mistaken, Gamil. Or should I say, cast out. The day my son died in that cavern, so died with him Gamil Gesh. The man I see before me now, well, he is simply a wandering warrior. He holds no place in our kingdom. So therefore his actions have no consequence this day. But as for you three, and you watch as he stands, or turns to look at the three of you, specifically you, Floof, right in front of him. I believe that there was incident with my honor guard but 2 nights prior. But nevertheless, I cannot condemn those who stand to assist this kingdom. However, crimes may not also be forgiven so easily. And you hear behind you, stepping in, as this exchange is going on, Parathava, accompanied by a number of servants who all kind of grasp their mouths. Some of the women who are a bit stronger of constitution, even then, are struggling not to just get sick at the sight of what's going on in this throne room.
And just for the record, sorry, I know you're cooking.
Go ahead. No.
The 2 nights prior, is he referring to like the Aerocockerel attack or in Catherine stuff?
Give me an insight check.
Okay.
You get the idea that he's sort of referring to the incident that occurred in the Verdant Embrace, where you fought off members of the Silver Talons.
Okay. I won't intervene or say anything about that just yet. But we'll see what Parathava has to say.
Well, you hear him call out, Parathava, come henceforth. You watch as she, just a moment, I gotta get her token here. As she kneels down about 10 feet away from Gamil. My liege. Consider this a promotion. You are henceforth captain of the Silver Talons. As for this outcast, and you three, consider all prior transgressions ignored for now. But nevertheless, I must ask that you leave by first light tomorrow. You are welcome here to recover. Take 24 hours respite, but be gone in the morning. And as he's saying this, you watch him slip off a beautiful, ornately carved, encrusted sapphire ring on one of his fingers. And he calmly reaches out towards you, Floof. As he reaches towards your hand. If you let him, he turns your palm and places the ring in your hand. Consider this a stipend of payment for services rendered to the crown.
The obvious question, what is it?
It is whatever you need it to be. You may sell it, use it as needed. It is a valuable heirloom of my house. Were you to exchange it with a merchant, it would be of exceedingly high value.
I'll close my hand over it and accept it. And I'm going to say, your city is under attack. You may need our help.
Our people will do what we must. And you watch as he looks to Parathava. Summon the remaining guard. See to it that all the people are contained and helped. Anyone who shows hostility will be ended. We cannot afford to question. As she stands, you watch her give a salute. Yes, my sultan. As much as I would like to ask for your help, I cannot allow enemies of the state to be seen freely roaming this country. Off the record, know that I appreciate what you have done. And I ask that you find those responsible wherever your travels may take you.
I mean, I'm a little stunned that this guy is not accepting our help necessarily. I mean, but obviously Camille has the most rapport here, so I'll look to him to see if what he's thinking. If he wants to talk about what happened, underground and stuff.
It is. I will share what information I can, Floof. As you watch him stand and present himself as honorably as he can to his former ruler. This is more than I could have asked for. I expected when I arrived back in the city to have forfeited my life.
Okay, well, I guess now that I see my friend Gamil isn't gonna die, and this is kind of between them, I'll walk back over to Trash and Dazes and say, these people are stupid.
You watch as Parathava heads off, and you begin to hear in the distance outside horns calling across the city, very loud, like bellowing horns in all directions. Trash, you've heard similar sort of auditory signaling devices before, but never at this magnitude.
Mm-hmm.
And as this is happening, you look up some of the glass partition ceiling portions of this sort of dome space. In fact, let me pull up the palace that you're kind of looking at here.
Pretty.
This extremely ornate throne room. Above, you can see there's 2 and 3 stacked layers of this vaulted ceiling in this space. You can hear the glass of these windows rattling, not from any type of like explosion, but just the bellowing horns outside. And as you look, the Sultan calls out, "Our guard is organizing as we speak. I appreciate all that you have done for us here, cruelly. But please honor our customs here. We are a people that must stand on our own 2 feet. We will find the source of this infection and root it out wherever it may be within the city. Please take that ring, do what you need, sell it, trade it, use it as leverage, whatever you need. But I ask that you look elsewhere for whatever this cancer is that has infected my city, and see to it that it does not hurt other parts of our great continent. But we must protect ourselves. We have grown complacent, myself included. This has taught me a valuable lesson at a terrible cost.
I'm gonna do one more thing.
Okay.
I'm gonna approach the Sultan,
Okay.
and I want to smell him and his ear and see if I can get any acrid sense.
Okay.
Go ahead and give me a perception check.
Good.
I'm surprised he's even letting you get that close.
That's what I'm saying.
He gives you an extremely weird look, but you do not get any type of scent of intellect devour from him.
All right.
You
without
feel
saying
fairly
anything, I'll
certain,
walk
yes.
away.
I guess. Just say, may we return in fairer times.
I'll put up a finger. Where is hold on a second. Gammy's mantle.
Well, you mean Gami's mantle,
Yes.
the shoulders of the death god, as it is known in the more common tongue. At this point, you recognize the, at least, I would say, Dazes and Trash, you would recognize that name as Gami, the god of death. It is southeast of the city of Grossmauer, and in the Landscout Alliance, just south of the mountain ranges.
I'll look to Dazes and Trash to see if that clocks with them. I'm not
that
very
clock?
well geographically.
Give me a history check, Dazes.
Let's see if it clocks. Doesn't clock with me.
You know, you've heard vaguely of Grossmauer, but you don't really know much of Gami's mantle. You just know that when he explains it in more detail, you now, like, the kind of light bulb goes off. Gami is one of the Divine 12, specifically the god of death. If you'd like to make a religion check to see if you know any more about it, you're welcome to.
Sure.
You would know that with that roll, that what little you know of the god of death, it's not really like most people kind of have just a neutral interpretation of death and its patron, or its matron. or patron in this case. What you would know with that role is that Gami specifically is known as the Ascendant God of Death. That they were once, what rumors you know of, just in passing as, as somebody dies at sea or somebody passes away from sickness or things of that nature. It's kind of a somber interpretation of this representative, this god of death, but you know that they were not always of divinity. That the stories surrounding Gami are that they were once mortal, and that they are known as the Ascendant God of Death.
Okay.
And through some circles, and that's kind of what you know with that role.
Cool. Yeah, I look to Floof and I shrug.
But you have no reason to doubt what he's saying is the truth, as you listen in on where he's telling you that this location is. I'll pull up the map just as a more visual representation. So, based on what he was mentioning to you, just a moment here. Grossmauer is just at the foot of the Montskega Mountains, or the Vonnegut mountain range. Montskega being the tallest mountain in that mountain range, and Grossmauer is at the northernmost point of the Landscape Alliance, on the way to Dwarven Hill Country and their mountain dominiums. Is anybody proficient in history?
Definitely not me.
Might be. Let me double check. I am proficient in history.
Go ahead and give me a history check, Trash.
Okay. Didn't roll super amazing, but I did get 15 total.
With a 15, you would recall that Grossmauer is one of the larger cities, probably outside of Mirstadt, probably the second overall largest city. And it is primarily known as a military city.
Okay.
That it produces the largest amount of troops and warriors for the Landscape Alliance and the Empire as a whole. The majority of the non-religious sector warriors, so basically just non-church affiliated individuals, come out of Grossmauer. So a lot of military officers are trained, and the largest standing army is situated in Grossmauer. It is also not necessarily the most religious city in the Empire, but probably the second most outside of the capital of Magnolia, in the southwesternmost corner of the continent. But it is a pretty religiously centric city. There's one large chapel to the Divine 12 there that you're familiar with. And you also know that it gets its name from the massive 60-foot parapet wall that surrounds the city. And that's what you would get with that check. I wish I could say more, but I have much I must conduct at this point. As he begins to walk past you all, you can see he raises his staff, this beautifully ornate marble staff with this large, roughly carved diamond that's surrounded by this platinum claw, reminiscent of the platinum dragon, Bahamut, clawing this diamond at the apex of this staff. You see him slam the butt end of it into the ground as you watch all these lights begin to just erupt forth with energy. All the arcane lanterns, kind of the ones that have been knocked out of function, suddenly light up, and you hear his voice just project. Attention, all soldiers of Callista! This is your Sultan Gesh. Any hostile individuals within the confines of the city are to be deemed as traitors or dangers to its safety. You will recognize Parathova as your captain henceforth. Take orders from her and those she deems to be of sound mind and body and loyal to Callista. And this voice just echoes and echoes and echoes. Those horns you heard earlier just relaying that network of information across the city. On one side, I would imagine probably eastern of where you are now within this throne room, you hear like a conjoined cry of voices crying out, not in a fearful way, but like a responsive, jubilant way. And just before the Sultan exits the throne room, I wish I could thank you all properly, but such as our ways. You may not agree with how we conduct ourselves, but truly know that I am thankful for what you have done. And to you, outsider, and you kind of hear, you watch as Gamil turns and continues to salute. Find those responsible for his death. I know it's not fair that I may ask this of you. You have no responsibility to this city. But consider it a favor to a saddened father and old man as he walks out of the throne room, showing what little humanity you've seen of this individual. But with that, you are left in this gruesome sight as many of the other individuals have stepped out of the throne room. You see some of the those servants who have stronger constitutions have begun to step in and begin assisting in the gathering of what remains they can within this throne room, trying to bring these bodies to a more appropriate location for the time being. But while this is going on, what are you all doing?
I'll turn to the group and see, like, are we really leaving?
I think we
Fair
have
choice.
to.
I guess you're right.
I apologize. He is truly... He cannot say what he wants to, Gamil says to you all. But I have known my uncle for many years. But he is a broken man. He lost much when my cousin died. Do not mistake his callousness for disregard or thanklessness. He's simply doing what he must. But
I'll ask Camille, will you come with us?
I will accompany you for a time, but I would like to go my own way in due time. I have questions that would take me elsewhere, if you understand. But at some point I would like to meet with you all again. Perhaps share a drink under better circumstances. And if we can assist one another in the future, I will always be at your side. Thank you, friends.
A drink I can get behind.
Mm-hmm.
But
I'll pat my stomach and rub my scars and say, well, I'm hungry.
well, perhaps we should try to not necessarily covertly, but how would you say, casually leave the city and head where we must. My journey, I would imagine, is leading me closer to... I have questions and I would like to discuss them with a contact, an old friend that I know of in the smaller provinces of the Alliance. So I will accompany you northward, and then go further south once we have left the borders of the Jamila dynasty. With that ring the Sultan gave you, that will at least allow us passage through the dynasty unvetted, regardless of any negative standing that we might have currently. With that, there is no doubt that we are friends to the dynasty.
I'll ask the Z's and Trash where to next. We go to... Crap, I can't remember the name of this place. Gami's Mantle? Or what?
I think that seems like our next play, unless Dazes, you have...
I suppose that is our destination, yes. A bit aimless at the moment, but I suppose we'll see what we come across once we get there.
Very well.
Hmm.
But, perhaps we should be on our way. And you see him turn to one of the, or as he's turning, you see one of the servants steps towards you all. It's a young woman, brownish, blonde hair, young human woman. She, Dazes, you recognize she was one of in that group that was cowering behind the aberrant canines in the servants' quarters.
Whoops.
Please, this is a gift from us all. It is not much, but we do appreciate what you have done for us. And she hands you this satchel, and it's fairly weighty. And you look inside. There's several bottles of wine, bottles of purified water, as well as some fruit, bread, some preserved cheeses, and dried meats.
This is a lot. Are you all sure you don't need this instead?
We will manage. This is the least we can do. Otherwise, we would likely be... And she motions to the mess across the entire throne room. I don't want to imagine what would have come of us had you not intervened. But please take this. It will assist you on your travels, yes?
I suppose it will. I'll turn to Floof and Trash just to make sure they don't have any objections.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
I'll turn back to the Goliath and I'll say, we'll accept this. We greatly appreciate it.
No, it is the least we can do. Thank you so much for giving us the ultimate gift of our lives from those beasts. Should you ever need our help again, if you find yourselves here in Callista once more, please, you have our greatest thanks.
Well, suppose let's be off.
Well, if you all are leaving the palace, you follow behind Gamil, who... He doesn't really... You can sense there's sort of a somberness, but also a dignified stance to the way he leaves the palace. You can definitely tell, per that conversation he had with the Sultan, that he was fully prepared during the beginning of that exchange to surrender his life at that very moment, or returning after being banished from the city.
Mm.
But you definitely sense there's still this soldier's duty to protect those that they were, even if they're not truly continuing now to be sworn to protect this city, there's still that prolonged sense of duty. And he still carries that stance with himself as he exits through the main doors that at this point have just been blown off their hinges on one side. And as you walk out, you can hear now proceeding down the stairs towards the Silver Plateau and around. From this elevation, you can see there are larger groups of soldiers in formation now that you didn't see before, that are beginning to come together. Whereas prior, this whole chaos was just overwhelming and just spreading so quickly. Now you're beginning to see these organized groups beginning to move sector by sector through the city and spreading out first through the Silver Plateau, what little remains in those areas. You also see from this elevation, well, pretty much anywhere at this point, you look up and there is what looks like arcane script spreading out like a dome over the city. The apex of which, or the source of which, is the tower, the stronghold of the Magisterium Arcanum. Almost like a beacon shooting this magic dome across the city. You see just various runes spelled out in this faint yellowish, bluish script across the landscape of Callista. And as this script kind of spreads out like a dome, you're beginning to see, you see all around little pockets of light, like here and there and moving about. And at first, as you're kind of descending down from the Gold Plateau and the palace, you're not really certain where these moving lights are, what they denote. But as you get into the Silver Plateau and heading towards the bronze staircase, you can see, looking straight down towards that market square where there's a lot more people, and you see two large groups of soldiers kind of phalanxing around a pocket of these lights, these little moving lights. And at this distance now, and this observation point, you can see there are a number of individuals that seem to be bearing arms that are just encompassed by this light, but also you see undisguised four-legged small brain-like creatures being corralled together, those trying to escape swiftly being dispatched by these groups of soldiers. You imagine, based on what you're seeing now, that this is some sort of mass form of detection magic that is specifically targeting something about these creatures. And you're seeing that these groups, as this wave of magic is being spread across the city like a net, that it is highlighting this something about these creatures is being detected by this magic. And it is pinpointing them like little dots across the entire city. You see there's a much larger concentration of them in the Iron Plateau, the unofficial 4th district of the city. But even that, there is a wave of soldiers beginning to move through the Bronze Plateau towards that direction. But nevertheless, as you're exiting the Silver Plateau, and towards the Bronze Plateau, you can't help but notice just this massive crater that there's a number of Dynasty Sworn mages beginning to set up barriers, arcane barriers all around it, high-level mages casting large walls of stone and walls of force all the way around this, so no one can fall into this chasm that spreads almost 100 yards wide through the two sections of the city. And as you watch this all going on, you can see that although the city itself was definitely caught off guard by this whole ordeal, they are now beginning to rally and organize under the focus of leadership. It is definitely taking time, but you're definitely, you can see signs of these lights all over the city beginning to dwindle throughout, and you can hear the marching of various soldiers. You hear those horns echoing throughout, various commands coming in Draconic, and a handful in Common, and a handful in a few other languages. In fact, does anybody speak Dwarvish?
I do.
Yeah, you hear calls for, in Dwarvish, you hear calls for specific members of the Magisterium Arcanum coming from in Dwarvish, Elvish, and which you would recognize, Floof, and also in Draconic. And they're kind of repeated in multiple language, almost like a subway station where you hear, if you're in another country's sort of subway station, you hear like, you may hear, various parts of Europe, you might hear French or English and various other languages, German, depending on what country you're in, multiple different languages spoken out, the most common languages across this region. You hear some of the most of them are initially in either Draconic or Common, and you hear a call to various citizens to remain indoors, and that any individuals seen as hostile will be either captured or eliminated. So they're urging citizens that are not involved to remain out of the way of this sort of military force that's running a perimeter from the outside of the city inward, or I'm sorry, from the upper parts of the city outward towards the more densely packed, more dangerous segments of the city.
The overall vibe, though, is that things are or will be under control.
That's the general vibe that you get. That what you saw on the way in prior to this was definitely just this initial wave of chaos that no one knew what was going on, and now you're beginning to see, now that leadership has stepped in, that it was almost an immediate change from that call out from the Sultan via his staff.
Okay.
You definitely get a sense of there's a military organization now that far exceeds anything that you've seen thus far. As you step down the bronze plateau stairs, you do encounter a number of soldiers who stop you. Halt! What are you doing here? You do not have permission to be here. You should be indoors. Why are you here? Answer quickly.
I look to Camille.
I mean, we could probably just pull out the ring.
Is that what you do?
I wouldn't have thought of that, but I'm guessing that their gestures or suggestion. Sure, I'll pull it out.
They look at the sapphire ring cast in this claw-like encasement of the ring, and immediately, our apologies. Yes, please. We understand that you are you go with the permission of the royal family. Please, on your way. Please do not go that way. Stay away from the iron plateau. It is not safe. As they urge you to move westward out of the city, if that's where you intend to go.
Now this is true power.
Seeing the reaction that just got, I'll put the ring on.
Okay.
Oh god.
Oh dear.
Roll me a saving throw. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, God.
No, you're good. You have it on. It's a beautiful ring, but you don't really sense any magical properties to it. It's just a really, really, really beautiful ring.
Okay.
That has the sort of the show of authority surrounding it.
Okay.
Almost like a writ of passage, like an more than informal. It is definitely a there's only one of two ways that you would have gotten this ring, and with the fact that they know that the Sultan is issuing commands over these arcane intercoms across the city, that the likelihood that you walked out of there with this, under illicit means is very unlikely. But at this point, you all are approximately like a little west by northwest of the corner of the city. Heading around, kind of taking the long route as you're being guided. There's a number of people that are also being kind of guided away from the worst parts of the conflict. As you can still see, there are a large number of smoking fires still in wards of the Iron Plateau. But you can hear that you can hear the marching of soldiers, of footfalls through these various areas as people are being directed away from the conflict as best as possible. A lot of these folks, either lost their homes or are just trying to flee for the sake of their families. You're kind of joining this caravan of individuals exiting the city, if not permanently, at least temporarily, to avoid any of the conflict until things are settled down. Kind of heading now further, kind of beginning to turn north now that you're avoiding the northern part of the city where the Iron Plateau sits, following the river on the western side. And it takes, by the time you have fully exited the city, it is quite deep into, not like midnight, but more than nightfall at this point. The sun has all but set on the western horizon, and you can still see the river, not but like no more at any given time than like a quarter mile to half mile to your east, as you kind of head further north, as if walking in the direction along the riverbank. You can see that some people have already stopped now that they're far enough outside the city, and kind of made camp in these sort of caravan companies. Some, having carts, others just pack tents, others just what little bedrolls that they've managed to put together. It's kind of a hodgepodge of, pick a spot along the river for those who need rest, as they head further north out of the city, or have made up a temporary shelter intending to go back into the city when they are allowed to.
Speaking of rest, I am still looking visibly tired.
Perhaps we should take this time to rest for the evening. I would imagine that we could perhaps, with the influence of this signet ring, be able to parlay a cheaper passage up the river with one of the arcane boats that transfer goods to and from Tafar. And then from there we can take the valley road on the southern edge of the highlands towards Grossmauer and the mountain segments, if that is your intended path.
That sounds good to me.
Very well.
We'll do it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't think that a bit of rest is unwarranted. So, let us find a empty patch and make camp for the evening. Unless, of course, you are in a hurry to get to where you are going, but if you are as tired as I feel, I would imagine that a rest would be most fruitful.
Yes.
I'm inclined to agree with you there.
Very well. It doesn't take you long to find a bit of soft grassy area closer to the riverbank. You can see the shimmering waters reflecting off the moonlight as you all set up a bit of a campfire, lay down some bedrolls, and begin divvying up some of the given supplies and some of the others that you had amongst yourselves. Bit unsure of the whole situation that just occurred between not but a few hours ago. You all were miles north in the city of Tafar, only to find yourselves in a disjointed, mostly alien cavern with the remains of what you could only imagine as some ancient beast. Its energies being siphoned into this arcane weapon of sorts. Questions about what was that device? Why was Ada Gra involved? Why was Callista attacked? And what was that floating city high in the sky above Irindal? As these questions linger in your mind, the fatigue begins to take you all. As you rest for the evening...
Wait.
Oh, go ahead. If you had other things you
before-
wanted to do.
Yeah, before resting, for the sake of the spell slot, I'd like, with trash, I want to say again, thank you so much for saving me. I owe you a lot. It means a lot to me that you do that for me.
You don't owe me anything. This is so silly. You, like I said, you Dazes are kind of like the closest thing I have to family, and you don't have to call me family. I'm just saying it's like the closest facsimile to family and all that. So I'm just looking after you guys. So.
I'll put a hand on both shoulders and say I feel the same way. Family. Trash. I want to try something. Do you have anything on you that once belonged to Catherine?
Do I? Because the sending stone shattered, and I don't know if I'd have any of her personal effects. Asking the DM.
I'm trying to think. I would imagine you would still have the pieces of the sending stone. Trying to think if you would have any personal effects. I would imagine that, well, that is a good question. You kind of put me on the spot here.
Do you want me to tell you where I'm going with this? To see
yeah, just tell me what you're trying to do, and we'll see how this plays out.
So I want to try to use my divination spell.
Okay.
Which, I mean, I'll display it. But it says it needs, or it says your magic and an offering. So I'm not sure if that implies it has to be related to the question I'm going to ask. Whomever.
God's servants. You ask a single question concerning a specific goal, event, or activity to occur within 7 days. The GM offers a truthful reply. The reply might be a short phrase, cryptic rhyme, or an omen. The spell doesn't take into account any possible circumstances that might change the outcome, such as casting additional spell classes. Okay. If you can cast the spell 2 or more times before finishing the next long rest, there's this cumulative. Okay. So it's like, yeah, it's like a not divination, but divination. Or
because like I want, as a token of appreciation, though Floof does know that that's not necessary. I do know that Catherine's whereabouts and situation is a concern to Trash, and I want to ask where she is.
Okay. I would imagine the Shattered Sending Stone that you still have would be good enough. I mean, because that would be like a strong connection between you and her.
Okay.
So let me ask this. To whom are you trying to reach out specifically and ask this question? Are you trying to find...
It's a big long shot, but since Nightingale told us to go to Gami's mantle, and Dazes has suggested that the god of death is associated, I'm gonna ask the god of death.
Okay.
It's lots of jumping to conclusions, but I'm making the assumption that perhaps the god of death is on our side for some reason.
Okay.
Or willing to help at least.
So you are going to beseech Gami, the god of death, to perhaps learn the whereabouts or the status of Catherine. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So tell me how Floof goes about this ritual. Does it say what the casting time is?
It just says cast this 4th level spell. It says instantaneous.
Okay, so it's just a single action then. Okay.
Yeah.
So just for flavor, tell me how Floof goes about casting this spell.
Yeah, I'll take the pieces of the stone from trash and lay them in front of me. Then I'll lay or sit cross-legged and kind of put my palms together, praying and letting the, I don't know, we'll say green-colored magic of sorts kind of leave my space and my hands, and it kind of flows into the shattered pieces of the sending stone, and I'll say that they disintegrate into nothing as the offering.
Okay.
And I'll ask, I'll ask. Let me think. What's the status, or where? I'll ask where. Where is Catherine? I'll say her whatever full name or title is. I'm assuming I would know it at this point.
You just know it as Catherine or Lady Catherine.
Yeah, okay, Lady Catherine. Yeah.
As you reach out with your connection to the natural world, you feel the remains of the sending stone begin to crumble into dust in your hands. Overhead, you feel the faint light of the moon overhead beginning to climb ever higher into the apex of the sky. And after several minutes, you question whether or not your beseeching of Gami, the god of death, was in vain. All you hear at first is the soft chatter of other individuals at a distance closer to the riverbank, others further closer to the road. You think, damn, did I do it wrong? This isn't right. But then you begin to realize that the sounds around you have faded. You find yourself in a near silent space around you. Silence that is deafening. As you raise your head and open your eyes, You see nothing. You feel nothing. You hear nothing. This goes on for several minutes. Several almost uncomfortable minutes. Before at first what you imagine is just the wind beginning to whip across your ears, across your nose. And then return again with a single brief phrase that you almost don't even detect, as you are uncertain whether it's even there at a moment. She has not passed into my domain. Not yet. You may yet find her. Suddenly that stillness vanishes as you begin to hear bugs chirping, the slow movement of water along the river, the splashing of that water onto the riverbank, the crackle of the fire, and the ever-present sound of the wind whipping past you as you open your eyes to your companions and your small temporary home for the evening once more.
I'll look to Trash and say with some sort of hope, but I'll say Catherine is alive.
Okay. Did you see her? Do you know if she's okay?
Only heard sinister voice like wind told me she's not been greeted by death yet, and that we may find her. That is all I was told.
Maybe her mind is being controlled by something or someone.
We'll keep helping to try and find her.
Yeah.
I could ask, or I'll work on this ability I've learned and see if there are other ways to get more answers.
Thank you. It does give me hope, even though it's up in the air, but thank you.
Happy to help. And probably 60 seconds later, I'm knocked out cold and snoring loudly.
That tracks.
Trash or Dazes, is there anything else you'd like to do before we wrap this up for the evening?
I don't think so.
No, I think I'm just kind of taking in all the events that have transpired.
It's a good taste of cheese that they gave us.
It is a delicious, fatty goat cheese that
Nice.
spreads quite nicely over some of the dried meats and flatbreads that they had wrapped up in the satchel.
But yeah, that's it.
Okay. As the moon climbs high into the sky, as you all rest your heads for the evening, the intensity of this day and the strangeness not lacking at any moment, but nevertheless making it quite easy for you to succumb to the fatigue and take your rest for the evening alongside the riverbank. We'll go ahead and end there for tonight and pick up next time.